taking massive aligned action. Okay. Now. Hear me out. I know the last thing you probably want to hear right now is some random YouTuber or person on the internet telling you that you should actually be working harder. But hear me out, because if you're someone who has dreams, or you're someone who wants to create this life that isn't what your life currently looks like, aka there's somewhere you're trying to go and you're not there yet, this is actually the message and the hard truth that you need to hear. It's something that's really helped me. I used to have really low self-esteem. I used to be way more codependent and a people pleaser. And it took me massive action to undo some of those negative habits that were my life. Like, that was me. And it took me massive action to change the kind of person I am. And also recently, I've changed a lot in my career. So it took massive action to go from living a life for someone else to actually having the courage to build my own life the way I want and to create a life that I actually love, which in my opinion is the way to be happy and to be fulfilled. Like, there is no other way other than creating a life that you genuinely love and can stand behind. And taking massive aligned action ties into all of this. I'm also in Japan alone for the time being, so I have more time and space for myself. So all that to say is I've been on the internet more recently and witnessing the incredible massive action that people take towards their goals, whether it's a cooking channel, whether it's an art channel, whether it's like a coding channel, whatever. Like, people take massive action towards their goals, and witnessing how much action they put into things has been really inspiring for me. So I wanted to make this video, and if it shows up on your feed, hopefully this is a message that you need to hear at this point right now. Because sometimes we dilly-dally and buffer our life away because we think that things are supposed to be easy, and we think that things are just supposed to fall into our laps. And it doesn't help when we see overnight success stories, which, by the way, like, there's no really such thing as overnight success story. Like, yes and no. The story's always more nuanced. But we see people who like blow up on the internet and we think it's that or nothing. I also came across a quote recently that was something along the lines of, "The master has failed more times than the novice has ever tried." And that really hit. Because it's so true. Like, we just see the end of someone's effort, but there's so much that goes into it. And that's why I think YouTube is a great place, because then you actually see people documenting their journey of getting there. But it all comes from massive aligned action. Another example in my life right now is that I want to film better B-roll. And I'm in Japan right now, and I keep not taking inspired action to actually film more B-roll. As in my head, I'll like imagine, oh, this would be a cool like scene to film, or I could do this, or I could go here. But do I actually ever go out myself and film myself in these locations? No, never. So that is an action that I want to start taking in a massive aligned way. Anyways, so one of my massive aligned actions that I want to take is taking more B-roll in Japan. Like, I can think about it all I want. I can imagine it or visualize it all I want, but nothing is going to change in the real world until I take the massive aligned inspired action to do so. In my self-healing journey, what that looked like was cutting out the things in my life that were really not good for me. Like, I actually had to go through the grief and the loss, and I actually had to rebuild the holes in my life. And I would journal through it. I would do shadow work. I would walk in nature for hours and hours and hours. I would go to therapy. I would work with my coaches. It took a lot. It took a lot from me. No one else can do it for you, because it's your action to take and it's your alignment to find. And the good news about this, and I get asked this a lot in my coaching, like, Allie, how do I build my personal brand? How do I find the right brand for myself? Your personal brand is you. Your life is you. The path of your life is you. All of those things are you. And the massive aligned action that you're meant to take, that's also you. So don't be worried about effing it up or failing at it, because no one else can fail at it but you. That's all part of your journey. No one else can do it but you. No one else can fail it and do it again and get better at it but you. It's your action to take. It's your journey and your process of becoming. And of course, I'm going to talk about this on my channel because this is one of the ways that we self-actualize and liberate ourselves from the inside out, is when we actually take the massive aligned effort towards the things that we believe in and hold close to our hearts. That's actually how we grow and expand as humans in this weird world. And it is in taking the action itself that you become who you're meant to become. Why would you skip that part? Because that part is everything. The action, the aligned action is everything. It's everything. Money can't buy it for you. No one else can do it for you. But B, it's your action to take. It's your alignment to find. So here's your sign to take more action than you think you'll need to take. There's this bias in psychology where we tend to underestimate the amount of time it takes us to complete something. So that's so analogous to the amount of massive aligned action that we need to take to actually accomplish our goal. It's so analogous. Like as humans, we're like, oh, like it'll be a piece of cake. It'll be a walk in the park. I just need to do this like 5 times and I'll be great at it. That is not how it works. I wish it was, but it's really not. And life has shown me that over and over again. And it used to discourage me, and now it inspires me because I keep realizing again and again that it is in doing the thing that you become who you are. It's not any more complicated than that. And that's why also it's really important to make sure your actions are aligned and that you're taking them for yourself, like not for other people, not for expectations of what you think it is, but to actually have this process of finding your alignment and then acting from that place. If you do that, you will fall in love with the process because you realize that process is the thing that's making you who you are. It's not the result, although the result can feed back into it. It's all about the present moment. Anyways, with this bias, we have a tendency to think, oh, this is going to take less time than it actually is, or this thing's going to probably be easier than it is. And then you start to actually do the thing, and then life kicks you in the butt, and you're like, oh, wait, so I have to do more? I actually have to do more. I have to take more action. This was your PSA this week to take massive aligned action, because if you're kind of dumb like me and happy-go-lucky, I say that in the nicest way to myself possible. Like it's really not that deep, but if you're like that kind of person, sometimes it's easy to be oblivious to the actual amount of effort that goes into things. Like people put a massive amount of effort into things. Recently this channel's been popping up, Ryosuke from Japan, and he films daily videos in English. And I'm like, bro, that seems like it takes a lot of effort, because I can barely post videos twice a week, even though that's kind of been my goal. I've been struggling to keep up that consistency. But to film videos in a different language every day of the week, like if you asked me to film a video in Japanese every day, I could not do that. I just could not do that. So people are taking massive aligned action, and let that inspire you instead of freaking you out. And if you want more advice on how to actually take action and how to actually manage your energy so that you can be more productive and get more out of your day, I have plenty of videos on that on my channel, and also how to do it in a way where you don't want to kill yourself at the end of the day. I have lots of videos about that on my channel. My channel, again, is dedicated to your self-actualization and liberation, and those are hefty ideals, and they're not easy. It's a challenging journey that's going to ask a lot from you emotionally, and also in terms of the actions that you're going to take to elevate yourself. Oh, I have to do this PSA because I don't work with sponsors right now. So this is my livelihood right now, is my coaching, and I love it. I help my clients take massive aligned action every week and have a lot of fun and joy and alignment doing it and growing themselves from within. at the same time. So if that's something you're interested in, if you're looking for a guide to help you get to that next level of where you want to go, I am taking on more clients now. So I have a link for a free consultation call in the link down below, and you can talk to me, and you don't even have to feel pressured to like work with me as a coach, but even having that call, talking to me, it might give you some ideas. And so I would love to hear more about your life and what you're working on and see if I can help you in any way. So hopefully this video was a nice little spark of fire under your butt, and I will see you soon.